Welcome back, guys. This is Matt, and today we're gonna review and test one of the latest writing AI tool that I use, Texta.Ai. So this is a new writing AI tool that I came across lately because I've always been using Jasper for all my articles on my blog, and I find it very powerful, but sometimes it might get a little bit too expensive since the plan to access to the boss mode, which is the one that allows you to write long form articles, start from $59 a month. So it might be a little bit too expensive for someone, or at least if you are just starting out writing articles or starting out a new blog. So I came across this writing AI tool on Appsumo.com, which, if you don't know, it's a website that allows you to buy lifetime plans for software or courses or templates, anything. They always update their library, so it's a very interesting website that is always worth checking once or twice a month. So I came across these writing tools, and for just $69, he had a lot of reviews, and compared to Jasper, for this price you get like a lifetime plan with unlimited words, which compared to Jasper is a great difference, because on Jasper, for the $59 a month plan, you only get 50,000 words. So this and the reviews that I read were the first thing that pushed me to try and buy this new tool. And the interesting part compared to Jasper is that Texta.Ai actually is structured in a way that writes the whole article for you. You just need to give a really nice input at the beginning and set the right parameters, and it's gonna write the whole first draft of your article like that. Very simple. And you might just obviously need to retouch and change some stuff, because it's not gonna be perfect, but still it saves you a lot of time compared to even using Jasper. And we're gonna go through all the step-by-step way to make an article in just a little bit. So another good thing about Appsumo is that it always gives you a 60-day money-back guarantee. So what I do sometimes is try it out, and if it doesn't work for me, I just ask for my money back, and they always don't even ask you anything or any motivation to why you're just giving it back, and they always are on time on giving you back the money and everything. So it's a really good way to test product, and if you like it, it's a lifetime deal. But without further ado, let's jump on and see how to create an article and the dashboard of Texta.Ai. So this is the main page of Texta.Ai, which another cool thing is that it has a really nice and intuitive interface. And the way it's structured is very simple. On the left side, we have the main functions, which is like the editor, which is simply just a blank page where you can write and then add more paragraphs or headlines, titles, whatever you need. So this is obviously I think it's the longer process for you to write an article, and it's very similar to Jasper at this point. The strength of this AI tool comes to the long form and all these sections that we see here, because basically it divides you templates on what you might need to do. Let's say, for example, that you need to write articles for your blog. obviously it's gonna be a long form template. And the cool thing is that it divides the templates for different categories, which are all very similar, but the information that the AI requires in order to write the articles are a little bit different. So this is the most general, the one that I use the most is the blog post template, which is the again the most general, and you can use it for any type of blog post. But then let's say that you have a real estate website and you're gonna start writing real estate blog posts. If you use this blog post template, is gonna give you and ask you several questions in order to understand better the article you want to write about specifically for real estate, which I think is a really powerful way to write articles, because dividing this way, sometimes you miss exactly what you need to write, or the most important things that the AI needs to know to write a good article. And having all these different selections makes it easier for you to choose the right one. So the one that I use the most are blog posts and how to blog article, especially for tutorials and and instructional videos. So this is the part that I use the most of all the Texta.Ai website. But as you can see, it has very different options here, like in PR. If you have an e-commerce, I want a product description, social ads, so product description, Facebook primary text, which is very similar again to Jasper, but I think it has maybe a nicer interface, which is a little bit more intuitive compared to Jasper, and I very much enjoyed it because it keeps things simple. And you can explore this on your own. It's very, very simple. What I wanted to show you guys is the power of this AI tool. Taking for example, trying to write a how-to blog article. So this is the main interface when it comes to setting up all the information the AI needs in order for it to write the article. And you're gonna have two modes here, which is simple, which is simply like where you basically just need to insert a text of a description of the article that you want to create, or the tutorial that you want to create. It doesn't give you too many options, like the language that you're gonna set it in, or the language that you wanna the article to be written on. It's very simple. It still works very well, but if you want to have access to a little bit more settings, I will always try and switch it to advanced. This will allows you to set the creativity of the article. That means simply how much the AI is supposed to stick on what the description says, and how much it's allowed to research and have its own input on the topic that you put in your description right here. And you can put the style, expository, descriptive, persuasive. You can always experiment with this. I always try to keep it on creative or descriptive, especially for tutorials articles. And the tone either professional or informal. Sometimes I like to keep it more informal and fun rather than professional or very academic or formal. And one thing that I like about this advanced setting is this option here that allows you to select the length of your article, which can be short, medium, or large. And again, the tone, the style, but that's the same that we saw in the previous page. But the article length is it's a nice starting point. So then I will click apply, and let's say here, let's put a description about an how-to article that we wanna write about. I don't know. I have a blog post about photography, so maybe we can write something about how to install Lightroom presets on Mac, which I like to experiment with this kind of tutorials because sometimes they are very technical. So even with Jasper, if you try to write an article on how to do something specific, especially like how to install presets on Photoshop, on Lightroom, how to develop a film camera, all these tutorials that are very specific, most of the time what they write are not accurate, or you need to give so much input that you almost should write it yourself. So I want to experiment with Texta.Ai and see what comes out on a very detailed and specific how-to tutorial. So I just read a short description of what I want my article to be, and obviously the more detailed you are, the better, because the more information you give, the better the article is gonna come out. But for the sake of this tutorial, I just want to keep it simple and see what the AI comes up with. So for this article, I want to write a step-by-step article on how to install presets on Lightroom on Mac OS. So I want to keep it simple. Let's see what it comes up. So the first thing we need to do is click on generate titles, and it's going to give us an option of several titles that we can use for articles. And let's see how to install preset in Lightroom, how to use and organize your photo. So I think we can either click regenerate titles. If we don't like this one, we can use our own title, but let's say for this one that I want to use the second title he generate for us. So how to add custom presets to Lightroom on Mac OS. Then we click on generate outline, and it's going to give us an outline for our article. There it is. So the introduction, how to add custom preset to Lightroom. What is a custom preset? How to add a custom preset to Lightroom, which is good. It's I always like to start my article with explaining what is a custom presets, or what is the specific topic that I'm talking about, because there's always people looking for something, but they don't even know what the main topic is. It's always good, I think, to start with a short description of what the main topic of the article is, just in case people want to know that or are not sure about it. So the next thing is how to use custom preset in Lightroom, how to add a custom preset to a file, edit a custom preset, access custom preset from a file menu, which this is good. It's different from exactly how to add a custom preset to Lightroom, because this is what our tutorial is about, but this is a step further. So how to actually use it. So add a photo, then go to the left menu, click preset, all the stuff right there, which is still useful. And if someone is installing a preset, they're most likely want to know how to use them. So I think this part is very nice. And by the way, if let's say we don't like this headline here, this paragraph, we can either change it manually, or we can completely delete it. And everything is very customizable. So nothing is here and stay like it is. These little arrows on the right allow us to move the headlines, the paragraph up and down. So if I want to put, let's see, edit a custom preset on top, I just press that and it's gonna be the 2.1 edit a custom preset, add a custom preset. Now it makes more sense obviously for it to be the opposite, but you know, everything is movable and customizable. So after we have tips for using custom presets in Lightroom. Use custom presets to improve your photos, customize Lightroom to suit your needs, add a custom preset to a folder. So this is still good. I would honestly just keep it on use custom preset to improve your photos, because this might be a little bit of a repetition, and this is good but doesn't completely fit the description of our tutorial. So I wouldn't put this one, because it might be an article by its own to customize like the Lightroom interface to suit your needs, you know. So I will probably delete this, and we can always change and add more stuff. So to keep this tutorial short, I won't add anything manually, so I'm just gonna delete it. And after that, we got the conclusion. Here on the right, we can see our the structure of our article, how it's gonna be at the end. And if once we like everything, we just click finish, and the AI is gonna generate an article for us. There it is, and it's a 480 words article, which for a tutorial like this that is very simple is not bad. So the introduction, obviously, is gonna you need to adjust it a little bit. It's gonna have some you know, technical words like introduction, lighting is, you know. But after that, we just need to read it and see, you know, what it came up with. And let's see, lighting is an essential part of any photo editor, but sometimes getting the perfect light can be a challenge. That's where custom presets come in. You know, this is a really nice introduction that I think it works. We just need to obviously, you know, format it better, but it's a very good starting point, and for like 2 minutes it's not bad at all. How to add custom preset to Lightroom? A custom preset is a preset that you can create and manage in Lightroom. A custom preset is similar to a template, but allows to customize the setting for that preset. Okay. So to add a custom preset, open Lightroom and create a new button on the left panel. Type a name on your preset and okay. See, this is all very technical, and I know Lightroom, so I can tell you that this is the way to create a preset from the settings that you have used to edit a photo. So let's say that you edit a photo and then you want to save those settings. This is the right way to create the preset. So click on a new button in the left panel, type the name. This is exactly what it is. If let's say, so this is all good, this is all good. I just want to check first of all that my biggest concern with this type of tutorial is that the actual content is legit, and is what actually you need to do to achieve the result, right? Because it's not like let's say an article about the best tablets for drawing, which is something, you know, much easier to write for an AI. This is the step-by-step guide that change over time because maybe the software is updated. So I always want to check that first. How to use custom presets. This looks all very good and very accurate. So yeah, I think that this is a great starting point. And once this is done, if you know, I would just edit it here or in I don't know, Surfer SEO if you are using that to make sure all your keywords you're trying to rank for are being used. But once it's done, I would just put it in WordPress, check that all my headers are H2, H1, the title it's all good to go, add photos. But for an article like this for 2 minutes, it's a pretty good result. So that's why I was very impressed with this software, because I try to once to get an article like this with Jasper, but it didn't come out as good as this one, So for this kind of articles, this software is great. And if you wanna, I think obviously every blog has its own needs. So my suggestion is for you to go ahead and try it. And if it doesn't work for you, you can always ask for the money back. But I think this is a great tool for you to try and experiment with, and it can definitely skyrocket your article production for your new blog and save you a lot of time. But still, always check what the article, the tool generates, because you still want to have a certain level of quality for all of the articles that you produce. So last thing I want to show you is a second example, like let's say for a blog post. So I just wanna show you a simple different type of article that you might need to create for your blog. So for this next example, I tried to do something different to the previous one, and I wanted to create something more general that is not such a step-by-step tutorial. And for this example, I want to write an article about travel photography and the best tips everyone should know about it. So very general about travel photography and the tips that you should know if you start to get into it. So first thing is generate title. And I always like the ultimate guide to travel photography, so I'm gonna choose this one. Generate outline. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so we have what is travel photography, which is always good. I always try to start my article with this, because it gives a first definition or explanation of what we are going to talk about in this article. What are the benefits of traveling or to locales other than your own country? What types of photography equipment do you need? Tips for travel different locations. I want to take great photos while traveling. Get a good camera. Learn the basics of shooting. This is all great. And something that actually there's something that I would be interested almost in reading. But I think this outline is great. And obviously, again, if you don't like, or if you had in mind something specific that you want to put, you can always add the plus button, write something, or delete something. And once you are happy with your outline, you click finish, and it's going to create your article. So now it came up with an article of 755 words, which is great. And again, we got a small introduction that we always need to adjust the formatting. But if you're into traveling, you know all about taking pictures. But if you're just starting out, there are a few things to keep in mind before hitting the road. Camera equipment. So this is all great. It's properly written, and it's all catchy, and I think it's a great starting point. Let's see, what is travel photography? So there are, obviously, again, you need to format it a little bit better. You can explore and surround it. Okay, this is all great. This is exactly something that Jasper will give you. Like this wants to give the outline and generate content for every single outline. This is something very similar to what Jasper will create. How to take great photograph while traveling. Choose a camera that is suited for your trip. Okay, find out about camera survey. This is good. This is something that I wouldn't thought about, and it's something that is actually useful. So it's even good to come up with stuff that you didn't think about before. And you can always expand on every single topic or a paragraph that you want to expand about, But as at first glance, this is a great starting point. And if you just format it, put photographs, and check your headings, H2, H1, the title, and internal linking, external linking, and you put everything on WordPress and you publish the article, you at the end have an article ready to go in just 5 minutes of work. And if you adjust it, maybe it might take you like 1 hour to have one article ready to be published. So I find this a great tool that saved me so much time and allowed me to post sometimes up to 10 articles per day. And honestly, I always take the time to adjust them and make sure that the quality is always there and everything that the AI comes up with is relate to the description I gave it, and it's actually true. So guys, again, I think this is an extremely useful tool, and if you want to try it, I left a link in the description that links to this page. It's $69 for a lifetime deal with unlimited words and everything. You're gonna have the whole description here, so unlimited credits, and they are always updating the software. So there are a lot of tools that are coming out soon. That are not available yet, but it's a great tool, and I would literally just give it a try. And if you don't like it after 2 months, within 2 months, you can always ask for your money back. The thing is that these deals always don't last that long, especially if they're good. So take a look, try them, and let me know in the comment what you think. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe.